decorations up through the Christmas break for the kids, but I usually like to have everything taken down and cleaned up by December 31st. Okay, let's get started. So I always like to clean off the dust that the boxes accrue over the year. That way we're putting our decorations back into a neat and tidy container. Fortunately, my 1-year-old didn't notice these balls hanging on the banister. If he had, I am sure he would have batted them like a tetherball. I think next year I'm going to put garland on the banister. This is something that I was kind of turned on to because of Janet's husband, Steven. I always like to dust my decorations before I put them away. These have been sitting out for almost a month and they do acquire dust, and next year when I pull these out again, I want it to be dust free and clean so that it's ready for a new year of decorations. So I like to store my Christmas hand towels right along with the rest of my Christmas decorations. I pull them out and put them in my kitchen. When I pull out the rest of my decorations, I do wash them when I pull them out. And just because, you know, they get a little dusty and they don't smell as clean and fresh after sitting in a box for a whole year. I do try to sift through the decorations that are too old or that I don't like anymore, and I put them aside to donate. Now onto my main Christmas tree. You may not be able to tell from the video, but none of my ornaments are ornaments that can break easily. I have a toddler as well as 2 rowdy young kids running around. Once upon a time, I had Christmas balls that were breakable, and those have all been broken. So I have replaced everything with non-breakable ornaments. Most of them are soft. I have to admit, it does make life a lot easier when I'm taking down a Christmas tree. I don't have to worry about bubble wrapping or tissue wrapping any special ornaments. Everything goes together in one box. I can stack them on top of one another and even squish them in there a little bit if I need to, and I don't worry about anything breaking. I remember when my oldest was a toddler, I had all of my prettiest and breakable decorations on the upper half of the tree and all of my non-breakable ornaments on the lower half of it. As you can see, I just take down the Christmas decorations in reverse order of how I put them up. I do like to keep the Christmas lights on for as long as I can. For one reason, it does help me to see them better as I'm taking them out. When I put the Christmas lights up, I never, ever, ever wrap the lights around the Christmas tree. That makes taking it down so much more difficult. When I first started decorating trees, I liked to wrap each branch individually. It looked so pretty, but it took so much time to take down, so I don't do that anymore. When I put my lights away, I try to wrap them as loosely as I can. I think one of the most annoying things when I'm putting up my Christmas tree is having all of the individual bulbs stuck and wrapped around each other because they've been packed so tightly. So I try to keep them loose. I don't try to overpack the box, and I find that it helps for the Christmas lights to be less tangled the next year. It always makes me a little sad when I've finally taken down the last of the decorations and taken off the lights. The Christmas tree looks bland and dead, and it makes me a little sad. Now we're going to turn our attention to the pine needles. By the end of the Christmas season, the tree is usually dying or dead, and there are lots of pine needles on the ground. I try to sweep up as many of them as I can because I don't want all of those pine needles to get into my vacuum cleaner. Next, I'm going to turn my attention to my second smaller Christmas tree. This tree is filled with ornaments that have meaning for my family. Most of these ornaments are ones that either my kids have collected, we've made homemade, or we've purchased somewhere that is special or meaningful to us. So this tree, we do spend a little bit more time taking down the decorations, wrapping some of the more breakable ones individually because we don't want any of these ornaments to break. Some of these ornaments represent the year that my kids were born. Some of them we made on different occasions. Some of them we bought while traveling to special places. This tree I usually let my kids decorate, and they love to pull out each of the ornaments and talk about and remember where they got the ornament. The tree itself was given to us this year by our wonderful neighbors that we love so much. But prior to this year, we just had another artificial tree. But when they gave us this one, we decided to give away our other tree